Last week I had sinus surgery, and it wasn't at Soldiers. I was at Michael Garron in Toronto, and it was only day surgery, but I was under a general anesthetic, so there was a bit of a recovery, and it always amazes me the number of touches and interactions that you have with people in the hospital when you go in for anything. Like this was just a very short stay, but I still had so many people, and I always try to learn their names and try to humanize them so that they will humanize me. Last thing I said before I went under is thank you, everybody. And then I was gone. Um, but there were two people throughout that whole team of people who really stood out. One of them was the intake nurse, and he was putting in the IV. And he took a really long time. One nurse was asking me questions and getting all the information and getting my consent for this and that while he was trying to put the IV in. And he tapped my hand and he tapped the other hand and he tested this vein, he tested this vein. He tapped for a good 5 minutes. And then when he finally put it in, he wasn't 100% sure it worked. So he checked with the other nurse because my blood was coming into the thing. It didn't clear immediately, but it did flush and it did work. And then after he got it in, he told me that he was a paramedic and he was working in this intake to get experience putting needles in. And so he was really new at it, and he was taking this course to try to up his qualifications. But I so appreciated the time he took to, it wasn't trial by error by poking. He took the time to get it right before he stuck the needle in. I didn't have a bruise, zero bruising in my hand after that because he was just so careful. So that I wrote two thank you letters after my experience, and when I went in for my post-op, I dropped them off. So one was to him, and the second one was to the anesthesiologist, not the main anesthesiologist, but the guy who actually connected with me. So there was the main person who came out and talked to me in the waiting room and asked me the questions. But then right outside of the operating theater, he came out, he introduced me, he asked me what I did for work. And then he talked about what his mom did, something that was similar, and made a personal connection there. And then when I got in, he talked to me as I was going under. He explained what was going on. He talked to me about it feeling a little bit weird. And then he woke me up. And then when I was in recovery, he swung by to check in on me. And I thought all those little touches are such small things, but small things are big things. And it made such a difference to me to feel like a human, not a procedure. And so I just wanted to let him know that to him, they might have seemed like just nothing. But to me, they made all the difference in the world.